Consistent action. It's a beautiful thing. That's why we're going to talk about 12 reasons to take consistent action. Why take consistent action? Discover the awesome power of doing and doing some more. So you might be good at taking occasional action and doing something on an occasional basis where you kind of ramp up for a short period of time to get something done. But this is about taking consistent action. Consistency is the key because taking action every once in a while is important, but consistent action is where amazing things start to happen. So let's talk about these 12 reasons why to take consistent action and how it will affect you. And hopefully, this will inspire you and motivate you to do this more often in various areas of your life. Now, the first reason is that it expands your possibilities. And what this means is that you have areas of your life, your money, your business, your relationships, things like that, that need to be nurtured and taken care of before they can grow into something bigger and better. And the only way that you can nurture and maintain those elements and those items in your life is through consistent action. For example, if you have a business and you're not consistently taking action in that business, making it better, improving the way that you do things, improving your profitability, whatever it may be, if you're not consistently doing that, then you can't ever expect it to grow into something better. It just doesn't work that way. Same thing with relationships. If you want your relationship to go to another level, you have to maintain it and nurture it in its current level. And the only way you can really effectively do that is through consistent action. So it expands your possibilities when you take consistent action in your life. Helps you to open up what is possible. The second thing it does is it unleashes your potential. So as you're taking consistent actions, you make mistakes, you learn, you grow, and as that process happens, you become a better individual. And it's through that process, and when it can be painful at times, but it's through that process that you grow into who you can be. But you have to go through those mistake-making processes where you're adjusting and improving to get there. And consistent action is an essential part of doing that. Just doing, making mistakes, improving, changing, adapting, consistent action. So third thing is that it makes life easier. Consistent action, when you look at the universe and our world and the way it works, everything about it is in constant motion, isn't it? The planets, the rivers, the oceans, they're in motion. They're constantly doing something. And so it only makes sense that if we're going to thrive in this universe, in this world, that where everything is constantly moving, we have to be consistent action takers ourselves. And when we do that, we kind of just get into this flow of the way that the universe is working, is when we're constantly taking action. Because when we're not constantly taking action, we become like a hairball in the universe, so to speak, where we're clogging things up because we're not moving along like everything else is. And if you don't want to be a hairball, then take consistent action. Get into the flow of the way things are working in the universe, and you'll find that life becomes easier as a result of doing that. Fourth, it destroys fear. And so when you become a consistent action taker, you become a force against fear because it's like being on a bicycle and you're pedaling constantly. You have greater momentum and force as you're moving through life because you are a consistent action taker. As a result, barriers, roadblocks, and other obstacles that would normally seem impossible, you just break right through because you are a force of nature, because you're taking consistent action. You're powering through life. And that is one way that you destroy fear. Fifth, it helps you achieve your goals because they become clear. So as you're moving through life and you're taking consistent action, initially you might look at your goal, one of your goals, and look at it and say, wow, that's far away. There are all these choices that I can make in order to reach that goal. And I don't really know what to do. But by taking consistent actions, you move closer to your goal to the point where it moves closer to you, you move closer to it, and you start seeing it more clearly how you reach it. And then the number of possibilities for getting there kind of narrow down, where the path, instead of being maybe 4 or 5 roads to get to your eventual goal, and you have to decide which one to take, because you take consistent action, that eventually narrows down to 3 to 2 to 1 road to your goal, and you see it clearly, and it helps you to achieve it a lot faster. Okay, so you move closer and faster towards your goals. 6, it helps you to see distinction. So you understand how the world works at a higher level the more that you take consistent action. That's just part of the process. You learn how things work. And you can use that skill in all kinds of areas of your life to get things done and have success. And this is something that you're not going to get by reading a book. So it helps you to see distinctions. Number 7, it impacts your beliefs. And so when you consistently take action, you believe that you can. And because you believe you can, you want to more. And it's just this positive cycle that you go through that makes you believe that you can get things done, that you can take action, that you can make a difference. So it impacts your belief in a positive way. 8, you become a creation energy machine. So action creates more action. The more action that you take, the more you generate in life. And this is what it says here. It says, taking consistent action puts your mind and body in a state where taking action, more action, is natural and desirable. That's just who you become. And because you become an action taker, a person who is constantly doing something, that becomes your higher mode of operation. That's who you become. And because you become that kind of person, you do more, just in general, life in general. You become more of a person that gets things done. 9, I believe we're at 9, is that it gives you the things you want, which makes sense. If you're taking action, if you're putting in the work, then you're going to get something back in return. And so in practical sense, if you want love, consistently give lots of love. If you want more friends, consistently be more friendly. If you want more money, consistently provide value. That's how it works. You give more, you produce more results, and you enjoy more in return. 10, it builds trust in other people. People like things that are consistent and stable. And so if you are somebody that's reliable and consistently taking action, doing things that are obvious to them that you are somebody that takes consistent action, you're giving them constant value, then they see you as reliable, stable, and secure, which increases their trust in what you say, do, and promote. Positive, positive, positive. It builds trust in other people because they like steady things, which you can become by taking consistent action. It creates balance. If you're riding on a bike, what do you need? You need constant pedaling in order to maintain the balance as you ride on that bike. Same thing with life. If you want to have a good, balanced life, then one of the things you have to do is pedal through life by taking consistent action. Another plus. And finally, without consistent action, there's chaos, disruption, and struggle. And we talked about this just a second ago a little bit, but when you look at the world and the way it works, if your heart was to stop consistently beating, that would be a bad thing. If the rain was to consistently or to not stop coming on a regular basis, you'd have a drought. Or if it flooded, that is not consistent. That's just stuff that happens all at once, does it all at once, or stops all at once. Those kinds of things create chaos, disruption, and struggle in life. And so if you aren't a consistent action taker, those are probably the results that you're getting. And so consistent action is going to help you to eliminate those as well. There's no way around it. So 12 reasons to take consistent action, awesome power of doing and doing some more.